Hello. Today we are zeroing in on something that stops too many fantastic business owners and leaders dead in their tracks, doubts and fears. So let's break through these barriers and unlock a more confident you. Are you ready? We're going to start in just a moment. Hello, everyone. I'm Deanna Maio with The Vivid Woman. For over 16 years, I've been helping leaders just like you thrive in business without the burnout. And today I'm here to guide you into becoming more confident, more impactful, and really into who you are meant to be. Today's chat, well, it's all about conquering those pesky doubts that hold us back. So if you're here joining me live, please comment #live. If you're here on the replay, so glad you could make it. Please comment #replay. That will help us, help Facebook and LinkedIn and all the other platforms we're streaming on to know that you're here and that we are live and having a great time. So today is for you. If you have ever second guessed your decision more often than you'd like to admit. Sound familiar? If delegating feels risky because what if it doesn't work out? If your team's energy could use a serious boost, if your own energy could use a serious boost because you're the spark for the team. If you have ever felt like you're juggling too much, feeling like you're more like a I hate to say slave to your business, but I hope you understand the expression, right? More a worker than a leader. If you have tried hiring the right people for your business, but it feels like there's this like revolving door of team members coming and going, you find someone great, but they don't stick around very long. Well, you are in the right place. As a matter of fact, if you have ever hesitated to take a leap because you doubted it might not work, please be honest with yourself and with us. Drop a quick yes and let me know. I know I certainly have been in that position myself. All right. And I can see that we've got some folks here with us. Congratulations. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get this party started. Let me be very candid with you, and you might not like it. We all have doubts from time to time. And not only do they mess with your head, but they can keep you from making moves in your business that could really lead to some awesome results. So, I have got some tips for you today so that you can move forward with greater confidence, whether it's about expanding your team, managing and leading your team, scaling into more profits, really stepping into a new line of business, a new service, a new product, and any number of other leaps that you might take. All right. So, with that in mind, let's get started. The first thing I want you to do when you notice this happening is to stop and identify it. Often it's not the big external challenges that hold us back the most, but our own internal doubts, right? Whether it's fear of failure, imposter syndrome, or just a reluctance to step out of our comfortable routine. Limiting beliefs can really keep you from reaching your full potential. And a lot of times people don't quite get why this is the case because we want the new things so badly. I want you to consider for a moment that your mind is like a computer and it runs on programs, right? Operating systems. Maybe you're a Mac, maybe you're a Windows. It doesn't really matter in this case. And then we want to install a new program, like at the beginning of the year. Oftentimes, people set up New Year's resolutions for themselves. The most common New Year's resolutions are typically around losing weight, eating healthier, getting into the gym, or exercising. Obviously, there's oodles more that they could be, but let's just use that as an example. Are you with me? Okay. So let's imagine it's the beginning of the year and I am ready to get into the gym more often. I set a New Year's resolution for myself that I'm going to go to the gym, 3 times a week, as an example. Now, what do you think happens for most people come January 31st? Yeah, they've fallen off the rails. The New Year's resolution didn't take. Now, there are lots of theories as to why this might be the case, but I would argue it really comes down to just one thing. There is some limiting belief. And by the way, our beliefs impact our behavior, our actions, our habits. There's a limiting belief, a virus in our computer, if you will, that is at odds with the new program of going to the gym. And our mind cannot hold two conflicting beliefs and act on both consistently. It just can't. It just can't. So we have to clear out the virus first. And the only way to do that is first identifying what the virus is. I mean, imagine constantly doubting your decisions. Some of you might not even have to imagine it. And this not only slows down your own progress as a human, as a business owner, but it has a ripple effect. Whether you're talking about it with your team or not, it can reduce your team's morale and their productivity. So, what I want to invite you to do is to start writing down those doubts, name it, put it on paper, then challenge them by listing the evidence against the belief. Focusing on your past strengths and successes is a way to do that. And this exercise will help reframe your mindset and reduce the power that these doubts have over you. Now, one quick way you can get started with this: each morning, you're having your tea, your coffee, whatever you like to drink in the morning before you start your day. Just ask yourself, what's one thing that's holding you back? Find that limiting belief and then counteract it with a positive that is related to your own capabilities. So let's do an example here. Okay, let's say my limiting belief is that if I raise my rates, no one will pay for them, right? A positive counteraction to that might be I'm worth charging more for my services, and the right people will believe that rate to be a great investment. Just as an example. All right, let's move on here to step number 2, tip number 2. However, I will say this: if you just did the first thing that I just suggested, regularly practicing that will slowly shift your perspective, because our mind, that computer, responds to the words we say to ourselves out loud or in our mind, and the pictures we see in our head. And we want to put a new program in. Now, there are ways to do it a whole heck of a lot faster. That's one of the things that I do with our clients in the High Performing Profitable Team Formula program and in our Empowered Leader Mastermind. If you'd like to chat about how to put those new programs in and get those viruses out in just 28 days or less, please let me know. All right, tip number 2. Sticking to what's familiar feels very safe, and it limits us. And when I say us, I'm putting myself into that too, because even though I always know what I'm supposed to do, that doesn't mean I always consistently do it. Nor, here's what I will say. I think that I'm able to go from the negative place to the positive place a whole lot faster than some other folks, because I've studied it, I've practiced it, right? But I still have my own areas where sticking to what's familiar feels like where I should be, right? The comfort zone. I don't know about you, but it's like your favorite pair of jeans. They're completely broken in. They feel amazing when you put them on. It's like home. Or maybe it's your favorite, comforter or bedspread or blanket that you just get all wrapped up in it and you're all cozy and warm and it just feels so good. But the fact is, if we stay there, things are never going to change for the better. And when we view a challenge as something negative, a threat even, we can miss out on opportunities to expand our skills and innovate. And the same is true for the members of our team. Well, if we don't adopt a growth mindset and really make that our regular mindset every day, inside and out, problems begin to feel insurmountable. And now we have missed opportunities and stagnation. And whatever we're doing, without saying a word, we are silently giving permission and silently programming those of us around us to do the same. So now, in time, we feel stagnant, problems feel so big, and our team can start to feel that way too. It's not 100%, but it can happen. So, how do we get around this? We have to shift our mindset by consciously choosing to view challenges as opportunities, right? So, whenever you're faced with a problem, I would encourage you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What could the possible good in this be? And the more you focus on the possible good, the possibility of learning from it, you are much more likely to adopt a mindset that not only enhances your resilience and you get like really strong, right? But also fosters a culture of learning and continuous improvement with your team. So just start each day by identifying a challenge you're facing or you'll likely face and mentally reframe it as a learning opportunity by asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I benefit from this? Because I can promise you, there's always a learning lesson that's possible. And there's usually always some additional benefit that we just hadn't considered. And when you hold on to that, it becomes a whole lot easier. All right, let's talk about tip number 3. We've already hinted at the idea of the comfort zone, right? They are cozy, but also confining. And when we stay in that place that feels really comfortable, it can really prevent us from discovering new potentials and new experiences that could benefit our business. Just recently, I was chatting with one of my clients, and she said, I have to figure out which one is the right one. And I thought to myself, and then I said, there is no right one until you put one out there and see what happens. It's an experiment. If we don't ever step out of our comfort zone, if we don't ever make the decision, if we don't ever choose and take action and move forward, we just end up sitting on the sidelines while other companies, other leaders are innovating and advancing and moving things forward. And I'm not talking necessarily about competition because I don't really believe in competition. Because in our world, people are buying us just as much as they're buying our solution. But I do think that when we see others that offer similar solutions to ours, and we see that, all right, well, we just had some inclement weather here. If you can hear me and I'm back, would you indicate so? That would be amazing. Wow, okay. What Well, it's live, folks. That's what you get. I kind of wish today was all about how to handle challenges that pop up at the last minute. That was really bizarre. All right, so we're back. Let me pick up right where we left off. Comfort zone. That's perfect. Things happen, and we have to be willing to try and roll with it. I'm thinking just now as I just experienced that outage about times when I've been live on stage, and inevitably in live performance something is going to go wrong or not the way you expected. And over my 45 years of being on stage, I know for a fact something is going to go wrong. It's not if it's going to happen, it's what is it and when. And thinking about how this relates to being a leader, things go wrong in our businesses too. Are we going to run into the corner and fall into a ball and cry? No, I hope not. I'm going to say, hey, sometimes things go wrong that we didn't expect, and we're just going to roll with the punches and keep moving forward. And if you're not willing to try new things because something bad might happen, you're going to miss out. And that ripples out to your team as well, right? So one thing you can do to try to break beyond your comfort zone is just in one small way each week. Step out there, try a little something new, engage in a new networking opportunity, or implement a new type of social media post, or perhaps you shake up the agenda of a team meeting that you all have. Just trying one new thing each week that feels a little bit uncomfortable helps to build up the belief that we can handle it. All right. So before I go into sharing tip number 4, I do want to say there's a lot of amazing things that can happen for us when we're willing to kick uncertainty to the curb and build our confidence and keep moving forward, right? We feel more confident as a leader, then we have better quality decision making. Our team feels more inspired and excited about the work we're doing. Challenges are seen as exciting opportunities and not scary or fearful. We'll trust ourselves more, reducing stress and increasing satisfaction. And I truly believe you're going to start feeling more harmony between your work life and your life, and you'll be feeling more fulfilled by the work you do. Because when you are confident, when you know that you can handle whatever comes your way, it's a lot of fun. Some of you might know that in addition to running the Vivid Woman, I'm also the owner and the director at Confident Voice Studio. And we're a music school that teaches people how to sing, play piano, songwrite, play guitar, play ukulele, and more. And I was just saying to 2 of my voice students yesterday, any room I walk into, unless it's a room full of opera singers, because that's not my training. I mean, I can sing opera. I do arias like a workout, but I'm not, going to be on an opera stage. That's not the career that I chose. I know I'm probably the best singer in the room. And they kind of giggled and then kind of thought, wow, that's, I'm sure somebody just hearing that right now probably thinks, wow, she's sure full of herself. Yeah. Yeah, I am. And that level of confidence allows me to go into any situation I'm facing as a singer and know that I can handle whatever comes my way. That little bit of a mind trick, right? Because maybe I'm not the best singer, but if I believe it, now I'm going to operate based on that belief. I'm going to walk in with my head held high. I'm going to speak with conviction and clarity, and I'm going to sing well. I see some of you have just joined us. So glad that you're here. I'm just getting ready to share our fourth tip for today, and that is all about confidence. When we lack self-confidence, it can be a real bummer, a real major barrier to being an effective leader. It causes us to hesitate, and we can become too dependent on other people's opinions to validate our decisions and just to validate us as people. And this hesitancy can slow down the operations and create bottlenecks for your team. And the trust that your team has in you and your leadership too, right? They start to doubt. So you can build your confidence by keeping what I like to call a smile file. It's really a success journal. Now, this could be a written notebook. It could be a list in the notes app on your phone. I also suggest you make a smile file folder in your email program. And I want to encourage you that when you get confidence boosting content in, a testimonial or a review from one of your clients, when you find out that your JV campaign you did for one of your partners is going well, just tuck that away. Whether it's, something you did well, a decision that paid off, positive feedback you've received, tuck that away into your smile file. And then when you're having a tough day, or really you could do this every day to start out your day, review it and really feel into your body the amazing results that you've helped people to create and the good that you've done. When I was at my last job, which was in 2008, it's coming up. My Freedom Day anniversary is June 25th. That was my last day at my last job. I had a file cabinet. Remember file cabinets? I try not to have any paper now, but back then we had lots of paper. And anytime I got something like that, I would print it off and put it in my smile file. A picture someone, took at the company Christmas party of me on stage. Maybe it was a certificate for an award that I had won at the company. I kept winning a lot of those awards, going the extra mile and that whatnot, saving the company a lot of money. And I still have many of those. And when I'm having a tough day, because we're going to have them, things are going to come up, I put on some music. I truly believe music is the fastest way to change your state. And then I flip through my smile file. And if you do that, maybe you just do it at the beginning of the week and remind yourself of your accomplishments and your achievements and your capabilities. That practice reinforces that self-belief, aka puts in the antivirus software and helps you cultivate a strong, decisive leadership style that inspires confidence in your team. Yeah, the smile file is a great idea. I can't take full credit for it. I don't remember where I heard of it initially, but it's one of my favorites. All right, now before we wrap up with tip number 5, I do want to make sure that all of you know that if you are really ready to move beyond doubt and flow freely, confidently towards your goals of having a high performance team, a highly profitable team where everyone feels valued and excited and confident about working together, I want to invite you to join me for a modern leadership mastery game plan coaching session with me. So during this session, we will create a crystal clear vision for the results that you want your team to produce, for the way that you would like everyone to interact together. How are we going to be together? What kind of values are we going to exude together? And the kind of people you want to have on your team if you're looking to expand. We're going to uncover the hidden challenges, those blind spots. Look, we all have them. The ones that could be sabotaging your success with your team results, with your team profitability, and with your own ability to be a successful leader and also have a life. And then lastly, my commitment to you is you're going to leave the session renewed, inspired, and you're going to know the very next action you can take to be moving toward that goal of having the team that you deserve, that high performance, profitable team, and still have a flourishing personal life. So to claim the special coaching session, I want to invite you to visit deanna.live/game plan. That's deanna.live game plan. It's right there on the screen. And one of my team members is going to pop it into the comments right now for us on Facebook, in our Facebook group, and also on my personal profile. So you can grab that. All right. Tip number 5, final one for today, is all about really leading with courage and conviction. So take a moment and think to yourself, who do you know that you believe to be courageous? Who is it that you know that is convicted? I truly believe that in today's world, we are often required to make fast decisions. And it's not as if we have all the data and all the evidence. We have to do that, or we choose to do that in the face of uncertainty. And it can be incredibly daunting. And when we avoid taking decisive action because of fear for whatever reason, well, we can really miss out on some opportunities, because the longer we wait to make the decision, the longer it is that we can get feedback and data on how that decision turned out. And then we can make an adjustment. But if we wait, not only could we be giving competitors an edge, if you think about competitors, but it just doesn't feel good to have this thing open and out there on our list of things to do or decide, an open loop, if you will. So how do we deal with this? Well, I really want to encourage you to make sure you're getting clear on your goals. You can do that on a quarterly, a monthly basis, and then really use those goals that you've set forth to help guide your decisions. I remember not too long ago, someone asked me if there was anything that I would, it was kind of one of those, like, if you had unlimited amounts of time, what would you do? And I thought, I wouldn't mind taking more piano lessons and being a better piano player. I mean, I can play, right? And I've accompanied myself and students, and I certainly can read music and know how to play both piano and ukulele and a few other instruments as well. But the fact is, taking more piano lessons right now does not align to a goal I have right now, and probably isn't going to align to a goal that I have in the future. That doesn't mean that I won't necessarily do it, but we only have 168 hours during the week. We have to make choices about how we're going to spend our time. And for me right now, taking piano lessons does not align to one of my goals. So that was an easy decision for me to make when when a teacher proposed that I take lessons with them. And when we're that clear about our goals and what we want, it's so much easier to make decisive, convicted, courageous decisions, even when we're under pressure, even when we don't have all the data. Now, one other way that you can go about doing this, in addition to clarifying your goals, is getting incredibly clear on your leadership values and review them every single day. Not just the name of the value, like integrity, but what does that mean to you? And then when you're faced with a decision, you can use your values as a compass for helping you choose one way or the other. If I choose option A, does that align with my value of integrity? If I choose option A, does that align with my value for authenticity? If I choose option B, does that help me have more fun in my business? Because, like, fun could be one of your values, right? And when you do that, then you start leading with more conviction. It not only speeds up your decision-making processes, but it also builds trust among you and your team, because they see you as a leader who's consistent and reliable in the face of challenges. Now, each one of these steps I've shared with you today will really help you to have a proactive approach to overcoming doubts and fostering a leadership style that feels good to you. It feels like you. And I know for some of you, That's just the tip of the iceberg of what you'd like to see changed within your business. So, as a reminder, I want to encourage you to make sure you secure your game plan session with me now, right now at deanna.live/game plan, so that we can really help you to get the most out of the team you have. And by the most, I don't mean just productivity and results, I mean helping them to flourish and feel like the most version of themselves that they could be, and the same for you. Because when everyone feels great about who they are and what they're doing and the results they're creating and how it fits into their life, oh, it's just magic. It just feels really incredible when you're on track and all of you are rowing the boat in the same direction. All right, friends. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in today. I hope you're feeling pumped to tackle your leadership journey with some newfound confidence. Remember, change begins with believing you can. That is the program that we got to get in there. So, have a beautiful rest of your day. Make it a great day for yourself. And while you're at it, see if you can't make it a great day for someone else too. I look forward to catching you next time with more empowering insights. Until then, keep leading boldly and brilliantly. Have a stellar day, everybody. Bye for now.